Not surprised at all. It's who he is. It's who he is. I've always thought that he's a horrible person, and this is every bit of proof.
Baltimore boxing champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis faces new abuse claims from a woman who claims to be his ex-girlfriend.
Tank is done. Tank is hung him up. Shoes off. Get the bag. Put a plaque up. He done.
Bible promotion. November 14th, Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis has officially been canceled. I know that
The boxing world has been left stunned after Leonard Ellerbe finally broke his silence on Gervonta Tank. Davis's recent arrest, an incident that has sent shockwaves through the sport and forced the official cancellation of the highly anticipated Jake Paul versus Tank Davis fight. What was set to be one of the biggest
This fight is still technically scheduled for November 14th to air on Netflix, but it's basically hanging on by a thread. But the team, Jake Paul's team, have reportedly gone and contacted all the fighters, and the names that they're looking at contacting to fight as a late replacement: Ryan Garcia, Terence Crawford, Francis Ngannou, I mean, come on, we'll get into them, and Nate Diaz. So he's already fought Nate Diaz, but let's go through them one by one. I mean, Ryan Garcia, he's a similar size to Gervonta Davis. He's bigger though. Davis made him come down, didn't he? Then he beat him up. So that was Ryan Garcia. Quite a bad loss for Garcia, that was, because he was up for the fight, but Gervonta Davis beat Garcia. Garcia also isn't really big enough to be jumping in with Jake Paul, but that's a fight that potentially could happen. Garcia is a massive name. He's a big he's a social media star. He's a big public figure. Loads of followers on Instagram and social. I mean, his Instagram's over 1 million, I'm sure.
Crossover boxing events of the decade has now completely collapsed, as yet another legal issue derails Tank's career. Ellerbe, the longtime promoter, former CEO of Mayweather Promotions, and one of the key figures in Davis's inner circle, made it clear that the situation had gone too far. His remarks were blunt, saying that Tank's ongoing legal troubles made the Paul fight not just unlikely, but impossible. He warned that Davis's standing in the sport could now be in serious jeopardy. In response to the cancellation, reports emerged that Jake Paul's camp had formally reached out to Ryan Garcia as a potential replacement. According to sources close to most valuable,
I want to let everybody know I'm going to slap Jake Paul across his face because, first and foremost, man, I'm tired of this YouTube boxing stuff, man. I really am. I am more tired of this YouTube boxing stuff than everyone else, man. Oh, let's make this happen, bro. Bro, I'll be ready in a week. I'll be ready to slap Jake Paul across the face in a week. I will slap Jake Paul across his face. But who cares? I don't care. Roll over Jake Paul 2025, bro. I knocked out another YouTuber. I knocked out... Bro. Jake Paul gets knocked...
Promotions, the offer targeted a possible December fight. However, Garcia's promoter raised concerns about existing contractual obligations, which could complicate any potential deal. Rolando Romero didn't hold back after the cancellation was announced. He mocked Jake Paul for chasing spectacle over substance, claiming Paul had been exposed for caring more about headlines than real fights. Romero challenged Paul directly, saying he'd slap him around if they ever stepped in the ring together. He also called out Ryan Garcia, accusing him of avoiding their rematch despite being contractually obligated. Romero labeled Garcia unreliable and scared, saying the boxing world is tired of talkers and wants fighters who actually show up and fight. Oscar De La Hoya addressed the swirling rumors that Garcia might step in to replace Gervonta Davis against Jake Paul. He flatly denied the speculation, saying no such talks ever took place. De La Hoya emphasized
Ryan Garcia. Let me just tell you why this fight is not going to happen. Ryan Garcia fights for DAZN, and Jake Paul fights on Netflix. I mean, that's pretty much the bottom line. Golden Boy has a contract with DAZN. Ryan Garcia has a contract with Golden Boy. And that's just the way it is. I mean, this is business. You know, Ryan Garcia's probably going to rant saying, oh, you're keeping me from making money and this and that and fighting. No, you have to go by the law, by the rules. You have a contract with DAZN. You have a contract with Golden Boy. It just doesn't happen that way. So anyway, until next time, we'll see you Saturday for Virgil Ortiz. But again,
that if serious negotiations were happening, he would personally announce them. He added that Garcia is focused on other plans, and that fans shouldn't expect any sudden crossover fight with Jake Paul. His statement effectively ended the speculation and reminded everyone not to believe every rumor that circulates online. Most Valuable Promotions. MVP issued an official statement addressing the cancellation and how they plan to handle fans' ticket refunds. They confirmed that anyone who purchased tickets through official channels such as Ticketmaster would automatically receive refunds within 14 to 21 days for those who bought tickets through secondary or resale platforms. MVP advised contacting the vendor directly. The company assured fans that all valid purchases would be honored.
Kudos to MVP for refunding people that did buy tickets to this event and also navigating this thing with professionalism, which they did the entire way through. You got to give them credit for that. They really stayed quiet on the rumor front and just handled things as a professional company. That's all you can really ask for. Jake Paul has, in the last couple of hours, tweeted idiot, and then God has a plan always. Two things that I think are both referring to this fight. First off, calling Gervonta Davis an idiot, I assume, and then obviously, God has a plan always, referring to this thing is probably going to work itself out. Obviously, this video is dedicated to talking about future opponents for Jake and potential fight dates. I do have something that I don't know if it's misinformation or not, but I'm just going to talk about it here. This is a tweet from somebody named ATalkers5. I don't know how realistic this potentially even could be, but this is from 4 hours ago.
At the same time, sources revealed that Francis Ngannou had emerged as the top replacement candidate to fight Jake Paul. Talks were reportedly underway to finalize what could have been one of the most explosive crossover bouts in recent boxing memory. Jake Paul's camp reportedly believed that Francis Ngannou's knockout power and global stardom made him the perfect substitute to salvage the event. But Ngannou himself dismissed those rumors immediately. He stated that he would never take part in what he called a publicity stunt. Having already fought elite boxers like Tyson Fury, Ngannou said a fight with a YouTuber-turned-boxer like Jake Paul would be an insult to his skill level. He emphasized that fighters should respect their craft and not turn combat sports into entertainment for clicks. His response was praised by fans, who appreciated his honesty and professionalism, agreeing that a matchup between
I'm like, no, bro, come on, don't disrespect me like that. And then they even say like, they even come out after and say, and what if the number are good? He send out some number. I'm like, it's not about the number. If it was about the number, we could have started talk. I would have tell you, I'm not just interested. It make no sense for me. It's not my what I'm looking at right now.
So there is no dollar amount. It's more the opponent. The fight makes no sense. They could offer you $100 million and you wouldn't be interested.
The fight made no sense. That's what I think. That's my my position. And though I went back, I saw,
Placement for Gervonta Davis. We had to go right to the source. What can you tell us? Is there any possibility that Francis Ngannou will step in for Gervonta Davis and fight Jake Paul?
him and Paul wouldn't make sense competitively or financially. Rumors began to swirl that Jake Paul might shift his attention to Floyd Mayweather Jr. as a replacement opponent for the canceled Davis fight. Multiple outlets reported that Paul's camp had reached out to Mayweather about the idea of a potential showdown. However, insiders revealed that Mayweather dismissed the idea altogether, calling it too easy and saying it wouldn't happen under standard fight terms. Although nothing has been officially confirmed, the mere possibility has stirred even more drama in an already chaotic boxing landscape.